Whoa! Holy shit. Hello, gamers. Welcome to motherfucking ACES lower bracket finals. Holy shit, this is crazy. Big moves today. I am, I am, I am Sonker, and joining me, I have my very good friend on the commentary with me.
Yeah, hello. I'm flustered to be called the very good friend, but yeah, should be an absolutely epic match today. We got the Sonic Adventure 2 commentary booth with the dark side, hero side dynamic, and we've got two absolutely amazing teams with the Sabres and the Bombers, the winner of which will move on to the ACES finals to play the three-game series against Remo, my commentator in arms, Sonic, and Gosmi in the ACES finals. It's going to be an awesome match today.
Hell yeah. And guys, before we get started, does anyone have a good run description for me to put in this submission? Like, if you guys can come up with a good run description and put it in the chat, I will put it in. But yeah, this match is actually, I think, the only rematch of the entire tournament. This is Sabres versus Bombers, but again, which is crazy. The winner will obviously go to the final, but the loser is out. They're gone. They're demolished forever, and they will be crowned third place in ACES 2025. So that's pretty exciting. There's some big stakes in this one as the draft is getting started here.
Yeah, so already with this draft, it's going to be very interesting to see how the Bombers treat this. I think coming into this match, coming into last match, a lot of people really rode Power Man off as like he's just playing Sly 4, but he's definitely proven with the 3-3 pick last time, he's definitely capable of running anything. And what some people forget is that Power is just very experienced overall. There's like basically nothing in the community that he hasn't run. As we see some very interesting bans, the two longest episodes in Sly 2 are gone. So is 4-1, my beloved. So, interesting.
That's a very interesting set of bans from the Bombers. Now, yeah, the Bombers are extremely well-rounded, but the Sabres are also very well-rounded. So it's going to be an interesting battle here as they knock out 2-4, 2-8, 3-4, and 4-4. They are leaving 4-3 open.
And wow, look at this. We've got a very, very original pick here. The Sabres going 2-3. Yeah, I know, right? I imagine that's where ATP is going. But
yeah, we have not seen this at all. Never before seen an Aces 2-3. Holy, we're cooking with this one. They were cooking some fine lasagna with this one. But yeah, that's obviously going to be an ATP pick, and I anticipate the Bombers are going to pick for Power Man here, whether that be a surprise episode or 4-5, which Ison is pretty well tuned into, and they go with 4-2. So
I kind of like that pick.
That is a very, very nice pick, actually. I know Ison can do a little bit of 4-2. Gnuthi's been doing a lot of 4-2. And they banned the rest of Sly 4, so now it's just pretty much no man's land.
Yeah, that's absolutely not surprising at all. And then, yeah, that's pretty much what you expect at that point. So ban all of Sly 4 because you don't want to get doubled between Power and Mappy on Sly 4. That'd be a really bad matchup for the Sabres. And then the Sabres, likewise. Wait, actually, oh no, the Bombers blanketed all of Sly 3. What am I talking about? So then it's going to be interesting to see what I believe Nudie's going to be playing because he's what's left. So if they end up picking 2-2 again, or like if we're going back to Canada.
Yeah, this is hella interesting. 2-6. All right.
There it is. Yeah, right to Canada. Okay.
Pretty standard pick for Sly 2 there. So ATP could be doing that one. I think Knuthi can be doing 2-3, or they can just be completely off the rails, and our predictions are completely off. The Sabres, you really can't predict what the Sabres are going to do. So this is going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, I guess I'm trying to think of experience here for how they'd route this, because obviously we saw this in the last match these two teams played where we thought it was going to be one way. And also, again, it's very interesting to see the Sabres pretty much had the same draft strategy where we're ending up again with 2 Sly 2 episodes and 1 Sly 4 episode. So maybe the Sabres are very comfortable with this. I think the bigger challenge is going to be just building as big of a cushion for ATP as possible, assuming he's in the back with 2-6.
Yeah. It's so yeah, 2-3. It could really be anyone. Like it could even be Ison for all we know. Honestly, like I think from the Bombers, that's probably gonna be a Mapiotho episode. It's really hard, honestly. We just have to wait and see. I think it's actually really hard to say who's who in this match. There could be a lot of like secret learning and confusing draft orders, but yeah. We do have the order. The order is going to be back and forth between Sly 2 and Sly 4, which is going to be fun for the moderators in the chat to switch game. So, wow.
Makes things more interesting at the very least. But yeah, I really think you hit the nail on the head there with just like how is this going to go. If I had to take a guess, I would still assume Ison is running Sly 4. He's already proven that he's very capable of running Sly 4 with the 4-5 that he played in the last two matches these teams played. And also, I think that, just like having Nudie being way more experienced with Sly 2, I don't think they'd want to force him away from. I don't think they'd want to force Ison away from something he's more comfortable with. I think they really just wanted to get something that the Bombers wouldn't be too good with, but I don't know. If I'm the Bombers here, I think I'm expecting Stevens. Actually, no, who am I kidding? You're right. We're really just gonna have to see this draft order because Stevens has run 2-6 quite a bit as well. So I don't know.
Yeah, 2-6 is like I think it's probably the easiest episode in Sly 2 at least. So
easier than 2-3.
Yeah, I think so. I think 2-6. The only really difficult thing is learning lure strats, and even then, that's literally just learning. Doing it and pulling it off and being consistent at it is really easy. But I personally think 2-6 is a bit easier than 2-3. They're about comparable, to be honest. But yeah, as we can see from Salir del Juego, Mapiotho will be running 2-3. That's about what I expected. But yeah, we'll just have to see how this one goes.
Bit of a full circle moment for Mapiotho here. This was actually 2-3 was the first episode he ever ran in ACES before the Bucks really decided in the last season that Prof was going to be the man to take this episode. So Mappy just took it up. So it's going to be interesting to see how in rhythm he is with this as we see him immediately not square boost into the trigger. But long episode to go.
An ATP on the Sabres end. All right, so my prediction was off there. But
and ATP's got Korean now.
Oh yeah, no, that was a development in the last match, Sabres versus Jackalopes. That ATP does have Korean, but I do have I do want to keep my eye out for something potentially interesting going into this. But Mapiotho getting the little stealth size strat. Yeah, that saves like a very little amount of time if you either basket into the trigger or I think stealth sliding off works as well. It just instantly loads that area. That's a small optimization there.
That's actually really cool. It's amazing to see, like, even after all these years, Sly 2 still has a lot of little stuff like that to go with optimization, and just seeing people always implement new tricks is fun. Especially even for like a very common episode, like a lot of people haven't seen that, and 2-3, even with it being the most common episode played in ACES, is really great. It's refreshing to see that.
Yeah. So they're just taking some pictures and stuff. This actually isn't like there's no apparent major lead, but this is the shortest split in pretty much the whole game. At least the shortest first split in the series, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Mapiotho resetting here, ATP resetting here, and now we get to see something very interesting in play, and that ATP has an unoptimal console. Ooh, scary. So yeah, as you can see here, yep, that took a while to kick in there. And yeah, you can see pretty much there that took that took a very notable amount of time from ATP because he is on I believe HDD and he's on a slim. Ooh, Mappiotho going for swag for no reason. Let's go.
Mappy's just pulling out like all the stops he can with this episode so far.
Yeah. And here's another interesting tidbit, which I probably should have expected. Actually, this might come into this might actually come into play in 2.6, but PS5 is faster for this episode. It's faster for this episode and 2.6. So maybe Knuti will pull out the PS5 for 2.6. Who knows? That would be very, very cool, but I can't imagine so because it takes a while to get used to PS5.
I mean, you never know, because considering the amount
Oh
of...
my god.
What?
I did not realize that that super jump actually exists. Damn. Alright, that's cool.
2-3 is crazy, man. I love seeing this man play the game.
I did not realize that super jump actually existed. Well, there you go. We found it, folks. We found the reason.
Because I don't think it's
like...
very intuitive to say, like, oh, hey, like, I won't get grounded there, even though it's a very narrow slip of land. But yeah, still, just makes me wonder what else Mappy has in the bag to pull out of ATP. And it's like you were getting at with the sheer console difference. I imagine this to be a pretty sizable swing for the Bombers, even without some major mistakes by ATP. And that's nothing to write home about, because Mappy's just been at the game a lot longer, and he's very experienced with practically every episode. But it is going to be interesting. I think building Ison a great lead here is going to be important. I'm curious to see how many advanced strategies he starts to implement when we go to 4-2, because I think that is going to be the most impactful leg of this race, personally, just given how seasoned Power is in that. I know Ison's not bad at Sly 4, he's pretty good at it. Quite the opposite. But, you know, it's just like, Power's a seasoned vet, and if you're going to end up beating him, you can't just be consistent. You're probably going to have to do more things than he ends up doing for himself, so.
Yeah. It's a little bit interesting to... It's going to be very interesting, because I know from talking with a representative of the Bombers, the Bombers want revenge. They want to win this, like, absolutely, because they don't want to lose twice to the Sabres. Gotta get revenge on the Sabres for their first win. So it's pretty much on. They're out for blood. They're gonna go all in, and they're gonna. I'm hoping they take it home. I'm gonna say it. I'm a Bombers fan.
Okay. Jeez.
But I want to see the Bombers in grands against the Jackalopes. I really want to see that. But yeah, that's freeing the elephant done, and now it's on to Waterbug Run. It's a split. You do stuff. Definitely. Yeah, you do stuff, and it's like, yeah, that was a split.
Yeah, but see, Sonic, based on what you were getting at, though, I honestly think this draft scenario, while it's very similar to the first match we saw these two teams play, I actually do think this favors the Bombers a little bit more, just because in the last one, I think the Bombers really got caught off guard with, well, not caught off guard, but, you know, 2-5, Mappy explicitly stated is one of his least preferred episodes, and even with the length, ATP was able to kind of hold it together the entire time. But now with the shorter runtime of this, you don't have as much room to end up making mistakes, and you've got Stevens on an episode that he's generally comfortable with. So I think the last two legs of that are going to be fairly comfortable. And then, like I said, if Ison just holds it together, like, he doesn't have to necessarily beat Power, he just has to get through the episode, which I have the expectation that he's more than capable of doing given his 4-5 performance. But yeah, I just I think this draft actually ended up really well, considering the Bombers have ended up. Oh, and speaking of which, that's actually a step back for ATP right off the bat. So, going to end up as a bigger lead for the Bombers, who already have a sizable lead, considering Mappy is heading to leading Rajan.
Yeah, I was gonna bring out that Mapiotha was kind of playing with fire with all those guard spawns on his way to the office, but ATP got kind of ruined there. That hurts. You hate to see it. And yeah, leading Rajan cutscene skip. I actually really like this cutscene skip. It's super complicated and it just kind of looks cool. You like buffer into the trigger and then you throw the trigger bomb in the right place, and then it's very goofy. But there you go, he got it.
Mappy also showed some great game knowledge there. I think he had to sleep dart that guard, otherwise his grounded position would have been messed up because I don't think the game could have respawned him next to that guard. So good on him to see that.
For sure. But yeah, ATP is going to be going on to leading Rajan right here. Now it's important to realize that you actually have to for leading Rajan, you actually have to make sure you pick Bentley first, because if you switch to if you switch to to the wrong character and go back into the safe house, the buffer just doesn't work for some reason. So it's a thing to be very aware of. Like that's like the one halogen select you have to remember in the entire series, otherwise you're screwed and you have to reload. Because funny game, I guess.
Slide 2 definitely does have a lot of quirks like that. I remember Beaver in one of his streams a while ago. He was telling the story of how when he was first learning code capture cutscene skip, he had an attempt that he thought was really good. And then when he asked Hexu what went wrong, Hexu just said, "Oh yeah, you did nothing wrong. The trick just didn't work." And in
Yeah.
Beaver's words, that's when he learned that Sly 2 was a bad game. So
That is in fact Slide 2. That is in fact code capture. ATP missing the distract there, but getting it in the end. You want to shoot at that like big dome so that Rajan takes like a really long path to get up there, but then he's immediately stopped by the watermelon and goes back to sleep. And yeah,
yeah,
damn. Day one's already over for Mapio, though. That was quick.
This leading Rajan has unfortunately had a little bit of slop for ATP. Just he had some trouble getting up to the actual job trigger and then had to take a couple more darts there. So hopefully Rajan doesn't end up giving him too much trouble.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's yeah, I'm just I don't have a lot to say. I'm just
Yeah,
they are running.
can we actually get a tracker on like what kind of pace Mappy is on right now? Because I don't know if
Well,
there's many mistakes he's actually made right now.
yeah, he has definitely not done anything major yet. And he hasn't had any like major downfalls or fumbles or anything. He's just kind of gaming. So yeah,
Saying like,
I don't know.
and he's saying that's bad gameplay. What?
Yeah, I mean that's Mapio though. He says everything is either bad gameplay or it's free.
Grand scale tipping. Have we ever seen a world record get set in an Aces match?
None that I can recall, at least.
Yeah. I remember. So funny. It's actually funny that we're talking about this. The last match that we commentated together was last year's. What was it? Sabres and Sabres and Vipers. When we commentated that, Remo I think was actually really close on 4-3. He missed one of the ICSSs in getting stronger, and that spelled the end. But then he said like, yeah, without that skip, that would have been world record. Off the top of my head, that's like one of the closest runs I can think of. But I don't think it's happened otherwise.
Yeah, like my 4-3 run earlier this season with against the Peacocks. If I got skip 4 and I actually, practiced the operation like once, that was definitely a big record pace, but I didn't get skip 4 and I did not practice the operation at all. But yeah, that's what I was told after that match, so that's cool.
Episode 3 Operation, to be fair, also just has a lot of moving parts to it, especially when you get there. when you've gotten through the gauntlet of Ice Ice Bentley and then you've gotten good RNG on duty calls, then you have to play like an 11-minute slog fest with Bentley darts. There's the binocucom, or not the binocucom, the ICSS you can do to cancel the sound in the hack that saves like 4 seconds. There's just a lot to that job. Oh my gosh, Mappioko.
That was a bit hot. I'm gonna change my pants after that one.
Calm down now, man. Jeez, just playing games. But yeah, no, I feel like this, within the past like 2 or 3 times, 2-3 has been selected in Aces. I've seen some crazy stuff that I haven't at all. And I actually, not even just from Mappy, but when Professor played this episode, when we played the Samurai in round 1 of the losers bracket, that backup he did where he jumped off the tooth in freeing the elephant, I never had seen that either. Apparently that is a backup that people have known has existed for a while, and I'm just crazily out of the loop for Slide 2, but that's what you're here for, my good man.
Yeah, I mean, I also I am the worst Slide 2 player ever, but I can waffle. You know, Mapioto's doing this thing where you like something, etc., and you're through.
Something,
See,
etc.
I'm so good at this episode. I know exactly what happened there. It's interesting. I remember when HD sort of found that, and he explained his thought process behind it, and he was like, "Yeah, this makes a lot of sense in my thought. I had this thought process. It works, and it actually makes sense." And I was like, "Brother, what are you on about? This makes no sense to me." But yeah, the principle of doing that is that you want to take damage because the lasers only check if Sly is taking damage. It doesn't actually check like if the barrel is there or whatever. It just checks, hey, if Sly took damage, blow the thing up. So if you just abuse iframes, you can go through it, and then you can go through the little opening on the right, and then you know if you can accurately. I say accurately. You can precisely scooch up towards the wall and then swing at a really precise timing, and then you will get through. But yeah, it's mind blowing.
It's a cool skip in a job that otherwise is pretty rudimentary. Obviously, we do the crazy strategies where you kill those 2 guards on the bottom floor and significantly speed things up, as opposed to having to go and grab 2 barrels, blow up the fence, and then walk all the way back up. But yeah, like other than that though, you still have to just kind of take the barrel and do the job normally for the most part. So it is cool to see things like that happen. I don't think, yeah, ATP is not going to be doing it, so we're only going to see it once from Mappy here. But still, that combined with the little just barrel blow up, it gives the job a little more, I suppose, flavor than it otherwise would have.
Yeah, like I was learning episode 3 for NG Plus like months ago, when PS5 version came out. And I could not figure out the last part of the fast strat where you swing the cane. I could not figure that timing out, and I was like, "Well, fuck, I'm not doing this, I guess." But yeah, Neela's secret. You chase after Neela, and you secret. That's the job.
Deeper Gandy tutorial. Oh yeah, shoutouts to Fat tutorial as well. That's great. Actually, while we're speaking of shoutouts, aren't Sonic, you are doing Slide 2, I believe, at an event coming up, right? Another speedrun event?
And I'm doing Armed with Their Speed, which is if you know Nick, aka Marathon Man, that is a marathon that he organizes, and I'll be doing Slide 2 there because that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
That
Yeah,
will
it's
be on the 24th, I think it is.
yeah, it's the 24th where a lot of the Sly people are going to be playing. In fact, we've got the entire trilogy on that day between Prof doing, I believe, 3-6, you doing Sly 2, and then Gayhis doing Sly 1. So shoutouts to the boys for making it work, and shoutouts to our good friend Marathon Man, aka Nick. You're awesome. Thanks for being awesome. Thanks for giving the game some representation.
Massive. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say no. It's just cool to see the sort of links between the speedrunning community with PlayStation, especially how there are a lot of people that branch off into other things, like you and Ava, and like a lot of other people being part of like Jack. Jake just picked that up, and then a lot of people who also get into like Ratchet. It's just cool to see how the game's outside of one franchise have connected everybody in the speedrun scene.
Yeah, I gotta say, just shout outs to ESA. Like that, I encourage anyone, if they're even slightly thinking about going to ESA and they have the ability to, please go. It's so fucking good. And if it weren't for that, I would definitely not have branched out as much as I have. Like, for a while, I've pretty much been only Sly and then sometimes a little bit of Sonic, but now I run like Jack, I've done some Crash, I've done um, some Ratchet as well, and I've just gone like all around, and it's really cool.
I've actually
So I
been
mean,
thinking about branching out into like OG Crash games, like CTR. I would actually really love to get into, or just seeing the amount of work that's been done on like Crash 100%. I think that'd be a
yeah,
sick speed run.
yeah, no, like CTR is a pretty straightforward, simple run. Like I did a completely blind playthrough, and I did it in like 3 hours. So if you actually know what you're doing, that's like pretty much an hour. So yeah, shout out to CTR.
Yeah. What an underrated game, dude. Like I love playing the Crash games as a kid, and CTR was just such like a one of those not under the radar kart racers, but compared to something like Diddy Kong Racing or like Mario Kart 64, back in the day it's not talked about nearly as much, but it's a really cool game, the overworld and everything that it brought to the table. Shout outs to CTR, man. Great game.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, no, I think it's important to be able to branch out and be able to put yourself in a situation that you might not necessarily be comfortable with. I literally just moved this week, so I kind of am beginning to know what that feels like again, just putting myself in a situation where, all right, things are kind of going to have to work out, but you've got a whole new mojo, you've got some new things you got to do, but you're still the same person. You've got some different traits about yourself, and you can work things out. So I think kind of applying that same mindset to different kinds of speedruns, if it's something you really enjoy doing, and just seeing if you still enjoy it and how you deal with that adversity, I think is really cool. And then, like you said, when you do branch out, you end up with a lot of new experiences. You end up meeting a lot of new people, like Nick or like Zem or like Ricky, who was primarily into Jack before he really branched out into a lot of the speedrunning community. There's a lot of amazing people that I could name drop and mention, but there are too many to count. But yeah, it's great that you're doing that. I think a lot of people should take notes from that.
absolutely. Yo, we're finding out of the yapping split. We can pay attention to the game again. We're going to rip off the ruby. Let's go. Woohoo!
So,
I've
Mappy, oh
got
my
the
gosh, just the slope. I didn't even know you could do that with stealth slide. That's crazy,
yeah,
man.
epic win. That yeah, that's pretty much just it speaks for itself really. But yeah, just to get some chat things out of the way, I'm gonna actually start pacekeeping, but the Bombers are currently in the lead, and the Sabres are the Sabres have had many wins throughout the series. Their latest match, they lost and have been put to lower bracket finals. So that's the status of the Sabres, and the Bombers have won everything except their first matchup against the Sabres, which means they want revenge now. This is the revenge comeback for sure. Cutscene skip. Bang.
Yeah,
Wow.
not too bad.
Epic.
You know what? That's another interesting thing that I was thinking about leading up to this match was the amount of people that have played every single game into the ACES competition. And if that sounds weird, it's because I was talking to one of the members of the Bombers about it. As we see ATP there, okay, thank God he got shot. He's just gonna use smoke bomb and get around. That could have been really bad if he landed on the ground. But there's only been like a select number of people who have run every game in the tournament. Power happens to be one of them. I'm trying to think of everyone else who has done it. Mappy has definitely done it. Prof of all people, some people may not expect that, but he ran 4-2 in his very first match, was running a lot of Sly 3 this year and Sly 2. He's done that. Remo, I would like to say, has done that. Yeah, because he's run Sly 2, then he ran 3-6, and then he's ran 4-3. But yeah, that's one interesting stat that I think somebody should take a look at is how many people are a part of that club, because I think it's really cool to see, even outside of captains, just how many people are really versatile and are capable of
Yeah.
working with different games. And what's crazy now that I mentioned that, is you got two of those people on the Bombers. Like Mappy and Power are two of those people, two of the only people that have run every game, and they're on the same team.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Apiotha, fix the internet. Tell the mother to get off Netflix. You're streaming.
Tell the mother to get off Netflix.
That's like one of my favorite, like, I guess older jokes. It's like, when their internet is lagging in like an online game, you just say, "Mom, turn off the Netflix." But yeah,
Sly Golds,
yeah.
turn off the other stream.
Sly Golds, stop streaming.
Turn the stream off. And then the stream just immediately cuts out after that. No, wait. Andy, please.
Have mercy on us, Gaddy. Don't turn off the stream yet.
I'm sorry I insulted the fact that you changed your profile picture twice in 3 days. Please have mercy.
Oh, Mapiotha, reset the game. There we go. He figured
Yes.
it out in the end.
Yeah, pretty soon I think I'd like to get an exact time check. I think the gap is somewhere around like 2.5 minutes, maybe 3.
Yeah, I was definitely meant to do that at that job complete, but I was too busy yapping about the internet connection. So I mean, if we could get a refresh on Mapiotha while the reset is happening, that would be pretty nice and generous. Please, sir, I want some quick refresh. I don't know if Ganny's here, but whatever. I guess I will just time check right here. 2412 entering operation, we'll say. Or like, I guess I'll do to the job trigger. To the job trigger is 2424.
Yeah. Just about.
We'll pace check there.
Yeah. Might be a little, like a few seconds off even then, just because of Mapiotho's slight stream buffering. But yeah, 2424. So we'll go with that.
It's good enough. We're here to get like roughly an idea. But yeah, Mapiotho on the operation. This operation, depending on what you specifically do, there are a few moving parts here. Like here, I think it's slightly optimal to use Fists of Flame as these guys are coming out, but Mapiotho doesn't go for it. And in the Rajan fight, there are actually a few times where you want to use Fists of Flame. I don't remember if that's ever been like properly optimized or timed slower, but in the Rajan fight, Fist of Flame counts as 2 punches instead of 1. So anytime Rajan gets shocked, you just hit the Fist of Flame and then Yahoo!
That's actually interesting too. Yeah, Fists of Flame is a very interesting power-up in Sly 2. And real quick, Little Leaf in the chat just said that the gap was 238 after Neela Chase, so that might have changed a little bit with Stealth Slide when ATP couldn't exit the job with Stealth Slide. But yeah, back to what you were saying was, I think Fists of Flame just has a lot of unique applications. I remember when Mappy last year ran 2-4, the only time 2-4 has ever been ran in Aces, by the way. He actually did end up using Fists of Flame as Murray when he went to Big House Brawl. And I don't know the exact amount of time that it saves, but it is just cool to see the applications of it, period, when I feel like in most runs it's a very forgotten power-up, especially when compared to like, oh hey, Atlas Strength just got added to the route, and Turnbuckle Launch is just super cool, and you can use it completely unintentionally to just jump instantly and preserve a little bit of speed, but it's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool to see a lot of power-ups getting different applications.
Yeah, like episode runs is really where the power-ups come to shine. Like, any percent routing is like, you gotta deal with really tight treasures and whatnot, and a tight coin route. You get to see the fast gadgets, but then you also see the gadgets that aren't like super fast in episode runs. And then you have Feral Pounce, which is just wee bazoop.
Feral Bounce is just extremely strange in Sly 2. I remember the other day I was watching Hexu's old video of like timing the speeds for it. And I know it's got some
It is very strange. It's so odd and I don't know why, but hey, it ends up being fast sometimes.
Sometimes. Keyword.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, I got that pace check here. That pace check is 246 between Mapiotho and ATP. That's a
Yeah, so
very
Leaf was,
solid lead.
yeah, Leaf was pretty on point there. But yeah, I mean, this is like, I really think what you need to see if you're the Bombers. This is kind of what we were seeing at the end of their last match bleed into this match. Was Mapioto still closed the gap considerably and probably honestly would have taken home the gold if it weren't for some mishaps with one of the key guards in stealing voices. But this has definitely just been an absolute testament to Mappy's experience. Doing this in an Aces match is absolutely not easy, just staying consistent and hitting all the strategies. And he's made this look absolutely easy. He's made this look like there's no pressure whatsoever. And he's put his team in a really good position. And like I said, I think with power, I don't know how many advanced strategies he's going to take up in 4-2. I think he prefers to play a little bit more consistently. But yeah, for the Bombers, like I said, this is exactly what you need to see. Give Stevens, hopefully by the time you get that far, as easy of a time as you can and just see where we go from there.
Aw, no CSS. Come on, Mapioto. You could have swagged out. It's not faster, but you could have done it. But yeah, there is a cutscene skip right here. Where if you fake floor, you die in this cutscene and you respawn in the fight. It's not faster, but it is faster on PS5. So I think it loses like 2 seconds on PS3. So yeah,
Ping Remo.
unfortunate.
Remo, can we get a time check on Operation CSS?
Ask Remo, he knows. Oh, the
1
Fists of
second.
Flame. Yes!
He is
Go
doing
on,
it, yeah.
Mapioto. Send it home. Come on.
Yeah, Mappy's just absolutely wailing on this Tiger as well. He's doing Thunderflop strats. I'm expecting ATP to
Oh,
play it a little more safe. I think if you're ATP, what you need to do is just... Oh, yeah, he got flung. What you need to do for ATP is just don't Rajan choke. Get out of this episode and give Ison like a hill to climb over and not a mountain. I think just getting out and letting him go free is going to be the best case scenario.
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, Power Man's going, so
Yeah,
that's
so-
the stream delay in play, but close enough.
GG's Mapioto, very impressive 2-3
There we go.
performance.
Very nicely done. And we're off to Sly 4 for the Bombers. Now, Power Man is playing in German, which is faster depending on the strats you do. Which I assume Power Man is going to be playing just sort of standard strats. He's not going to be doing that really hard climbing Jailhouse Blues where Spanish would matter. But yeah, we're playing in German for Power Man, so that's poggers.
Kind of ironic that he's not playing in Spanish and doing those strategies when his captain is a Spaniard himself, but I digress.
Dude, can you imagine like 2 out of 3 players just have something in Spanish? Like Mapioto has the Spanish PS3 and then Power Man has Spanish Sly 4 Episode 2. That would go hard.
That would
But
go pretty
yeah,
hard.
Power Man is off to 4-2. Now I am very, very excited to see how this goes. So Power Man, he's kind of been an underdog in this entire thing. Like he's been pretty much a master of like secret prep and stuff. As apparent by the fact that he played 4-4 for a match, which is quite famously Power Man's least liked episode. But he like completely dominated the last match, so yeah, it's interesting to see how much of 4-2 Power Man is gonna pull off here.
We see ATP Rajan just kind of playing nice over there. But yeah, this is why I've been so excited to watch Power play in Aces, just because I feel like whenever he talks about his gameplay, his biggest doubter always seems to be himself, but he's definitely proven in this Aces especially that he's capable of stepping outside of his comfort zone. Like you said, 4-4, he's like notoriously said that's his least favorite episode, and I can't blame him. It's by far the hardest episode in Sly 4, especially if you're doing all the strats and juggling act. And then even then though, like he still went out and did it, went out of his comfort zone, and then going to 3-3 when he absolutely despises Sly 3 as well, in probably the most like movie cutscene heavy episode, is it's great. And he put a really good performance up for there as well, minus Ghost Hacks. But yeah, Power Man has definitely been an asset to this team. He was an asset to the team of the Vipers last year when they took home the gold. So it's going to be really interesting to see how he helps his team this time around and what he pulls out.
Yeah, no, Powerman is cooking. I am I honestly think Bombers is like both of these teams are among like the winning teams in my book. Like out of a lot of the drafts and teams, these two are like, okay, these guys are really scary if they fight back and
If they
they do
play.
like if they play the draft well, they can be very scary. But like drafting is kind of the hard part of this entire thing.
GG's
In
to ATP.
Aces. GG's to ATP. Let's fucking go. Big gaming. And Ison is off, and he is playing in Danish, which is, pretty fitting for Ison. He is, in fact, Danish, so hell yeah.
Epic.
Big gaming.
I don't think that actually loses a considerable amount of time. If I remember
Oh,
correctly, Danish is one of those languages that like barely loses any time.
oh yeah, no, this is Sly 4. Languages save like fucking less than a second in episodes.
Yeah. So I'm pulling up Remo's old like language comparison. Not counting the cutscene skip change, Danish loses a second and a half, or like 1.4 seconds. So I think
Yeah.
he'll be all right.
Alrighty. The time comparison after that episode 3, and I guess technically poster 1 of episode 2, the time comparison is at 3:27 in favor of the Bombers. That is a very nice lead to have. Oh,
Nice doing
Ison
these
got the
displacement
displacement boost.
boosts. Let's go. And he hits it.
What a guy.
Yeah. Um, yeah, the Sonic, kind of going back to what you were saying earlier, I don't have any shame in admitting this. I will say that before this tournament even started, I looked at all of the teams, I looked at the Bombers, and I said, like, yeah, this is the team to beat. Just because of like a combination of their experience and versatility, I feel like gives them a severe advantage over everybody else. And even when you compare them to the other two teams in the fray right now, your Jacks and the Sabres right now who we're playing, they still have two relatively new runners in Gosmi and ATP. And that's not to shame these guys because they put up great performances in Aces this year, but they just don't have as much experience. And I feel like when you have all three of those things put together where you can just rock a variety of different strategies, it really helps to have a lot of different draft strategies, which, like you said, is the biggest thing in Aces. And it's very important that you're able to get that straight or you might just get railed.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, even like if your first experience is with Aces, that's still a very strong starting point, and we've seen some very, very strong runners like come from their first Sly running experience being on Aces. Most famously, Ison last year. ATP has been running for a while, but I think this is the time that he's had to shine. In terms of sort of be getting into properly running and being optimal and stuff. ATP is doing very well for himself.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think like given their team composition, he's just done what they've needed to do. Like the Sabres have been able to pick for him. They've been able to put him onto things that not necessarily every runner would be comfortable with. Like the fact that he's been able to play 2-5, I think is incredible. It was great to see him on that.
Hmm.
And like you said, I think he really just like hasn't had a lot of the pressure on him. Not that that's a bad thing, and who am I kidding? That's not even true because he had to hold that entire lead together against Mapiotho in their first match.
Yes.
But yeah, ATP, especially when you see like some people's struggles and aces, even without experience. Like I was a more experienced runner when I played for the Buccaneers this year, and I I just put up some very questionable performances just because I feel like first time aces runner nerves and all that stuff. But ATP really hasn't shown a lot of that, and even if this is his last match, if it is, I think he's proven himself to be a really great asset to this team.
Absolutely. And yeah, just harkening back to, well, I say harkening back, just kind of going back to the match. Powerman did the first Binocucom thing. He didn't do the funny out of bounds, which, I kind of expected. He didn't get this Binocucom thingy, So that, I guess, means German was the right play after all. Very epic.
Yeah,
And then,
that's one of the pieces to German being slower or Spanish being faster, rather, is that you do that by Noku.com cutscene skip.
yeah, you have to do the binoculum cutscene skip, and you have to do the strat in this room for Spanish to be faster. Which, that's a lot of moving elements, but hey, Powerman taking it nice and safe. I appreciate the consistent plays on Powerman's end there.
You know, I think that's a big reason as to why Power has been such an asset to the Aces teams. Is like, if he's mainly going to do one thing, at the very least, he should be very good at that thing he does do, considering he's run Sly 4 for most of his matches in Aces. And I think he's kind of like what I was saying with ATP. He's just done what he's needed to. We've seen some people who have come to Sly 4 and Aces, and it just hasn't quite gone the way that you would expect. So the fact that he can just get through a lot of Sly 4 episodes without too many major mistakes, I think just puts his teammates in a lot better of a situation. Then you can just know, like, all right, if we get Power on a Sly 4 episode, we're probably not going to be losing too much time, even if this other player who may be running Sly 4 is very experienced, because, yeah, Power has that experience. He very clearly knows what he's doing. He's got a grasp on it, and he's certainly not letting his team down right now. So for his sake, I hope that continues.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Ison, meanwhile, though, I feel like this is what I was getting at earlier. I'm very interested to see how he tackles 4-2. 4-2, with all of the new strategies, is definitely becoming one of the harder episodes in the game. And I think if he actually hits a lot of the more difficult strategies, if he implements them, he can actually make a lot of time back here.
Yeah. I would be very intrigued to see Ison's performance because like I said last time Ison has been seen to play this was at last Aces, so we'll see. He gets the Binocucom thing there. That's pretty nice. We'll see if he goes for any of the new fancy strats. Meanwhile,
Power is
Powerman,
actually doing, yeah. I don't ever
oh
remember him doing that.
hell yeah, that's my
Okay.
goat right there.
Sweet. Yeah, so like he didn't do Jake's balling implementation, which saves like 4.5 seconds, but still, first
All right,
try, pipe jump,
pause champ,
excellent.
pause champ on Ison's end.
Cool. Yeah, this is
This is
exactly what I'm
really
talking
weird.
about. Yeah, that
Oh,
wall is
okay.
extremely finicky. It can be really
Yeah.
tough to figure out where you need to jump there sometimes.
Yeah, like when I was learning 4-2 for our first Aces match, this was a really weird thing to learn. It's one of them newfangled strats that are difficult. But Ison very nicely does that. Well done to Ison.
Could say
Binocular?
man's got.
No.
No, yeah, unfortunately not. Well, that's not going to be faster anyways because he's in Danish. So I actually wonder if he is going to do barrel jump. Yeah, he is. Looks like he's just going to stick the barrel jump.
Yeah. I think getting the Binocular skip is faster regardless of cycles, or rather because of the cycles. Like restarting checkpoint just gives you a very whatever cycle, but Binocular coming into that will give you a different cycle. So yeah, I'm waffling.
You know, Ison has definitely made some time back already, even with Power hitting that pipe jump first try. We saw him have a little bit of trouble with the barrel skip, and Ison's just been moving fast. So yeah. Ooh, and
Ooh,
right as I say that, I go back to my initial
bruh.
form in this Aces competition, and I immediately jinx him. Sorry about that. That one's on me.
The
Gonna wait this
commentator
time.
curse is so real.
Oh, it's
Can't believe you.
absolutely unreal.
I can't believe you done this, lad.
Huh.
But yeah, the that's not going to work, is it? Never mind. He's good. He's goaded, I think. Um, yeah, you wanna pay attention to when the doors start to close of like the little fire things. Don't risk it. Okay, thank you. But when those little door slidey things close, then you're pretty much safe to go.
You know, fire hitboxes in Sly 4, wherever you look in the game, are pretty notoriously very odd. There's the dragons that breathe fire and break out in episode 1. There's those. There's the furnaces, which are basically the same kind of entities in 4-4. In, what is it? Not the shoemakers, is it? The wood shop?
The wood shop is the
The bakery?
No, it's not the. Is it?
I think it's
Yeah,
the
it's the
bakery.
bakery. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the bakery. You
Great.
have
Head to the
like the
bakery so I can grab some wood. Yeah, that's it.
tavern, bakery, and then cobbler.
Yeah. Or the shoemakers, as it's called in good old English.
Yeah, that's the British way to say it. I offended my British. I was gonna say my British ancestors. I'm pretty sure I barely have any British ancestry, but
Lol.
yeah, we can
Because
we can pretend I have British ancestors.
what okay, maybe I guess I shouldn't be asking ethnicity about
My
ethnicity in the commentary booth.
yeah, my background is my family is largely from India, so there you go.
All right. Yeah. Interesting.
It's all right. You can
How'd you guys end
ask.
up in the UK?
Uh, great question. Next question, please.
All right. Yeah, so after that, how do you think our contestants are going to handle Cooper for hire? Contestants? What is this game show? How do you think our and the
Yeah.
fly is right? Yeah, no. How do you think our runners here are going to handle Cooper for hire? Are you expecting Power to do any spiral dives? Because I'm probably not. I know he hates those, but he has surprised
Hmm.
us in this tournament before, like we were getting at.
I think we'll have to wait and see, honestly. But I'm thinking he's not going to, just for the sake of it being not entirely consistent. Like, I think Powerman's play for this entire tournament is just do stuff that's consistent, and then also Beauty and the Beast cutscene skip. But yeah, we will have to wait and see.
See. Yeah, no, this is I will say this is probably the one job in this episode. Not the one job, but until we get to the latter half of the episode with Jailbreak and Operation Gold Digger, this is probably the biggest job that Ison is going to be able to make up time on because if Ison just has a really clean Cooper for hire, if he gets the barrier skips with the hack and then he also gets the spiral dive, this could considerably shrink this gap even more. So like I said, Ison, I'm not worried about him at this point. I think he's proven that he absolutely knows what he's doing. And even if he's not doing every minor strategy optimization, it's kind of like what we were talking about with Power is that he is getting through the episode and very efficiently at that. Like he has played very well in Sly 4 when he's done at this tournament. So I'm excited to see him get to this too, one of the harder jobs in the episode. Yeah, Power, though, as we see, just getting one of those barrier skips, which is quite awesome. All right. Here, yeah, meanwhile, we see Ison having a little bit of trouble with the fall downs there, or the bad landings, as we should call them. Power also taking it a little bit safer on these electric cycles. If you're super fast, which he was, you can cut to the right side of those little electric spinners, and you can have really good cycles here, but didn't do that. It's all right, though. It's a little minor thing. There are a couple of other laser cycles to worry about coming up here after he gets past this. As soon as you kill this, then these laser beams will start to move a little bit. Unfortunately, getting some pretty bad cycles there. That second one can be in a spot where you can barely squeeze through, so didn't get it there. Now, here's what I'm really interested in, is to see if Power ends up going for this, which I imagine he will.
Sorry, I had to mute there. I'm back. Hello.
Hello.
My
Hello.
greetings.
What are you doing? Wait.
Wow, that's an
I'm
interesting
talking about
setup.
Power. I'm sorry. What is he doing?
That's an interesting setup from Power Man, but
Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think destroying a lot of those dots is a good idea.
I have no idea. The one time I did this in an Aces match, there you go. The one time I did this in an Aces match, that there was a good clip from that where me and Bites were just repeatedly failing it in exactly the same ways, and then we hit it at exactly the same time. So I am not an expert at that one. So
for the content, no, yeah, y'all were fine on 4-2. It was fun to watch, at least in chat.
yeah.
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 Yeah, no, the one thing I do know for sure about that skip is that being towards the center is the way to go. If you're towards the edges, then you're probably not going to go anywhere. You're just going to get stuck and get killed instantly. But if you're towards the center, that's where you'll be able to bounce through, so to speak, and actually skip the barrier.
Yeah. I don't know if I mentioned it or if I muted before then, but since exiting the hideout here, the lead has grown by 7 seconds. So Ison is definitely still keeping up with this. Like he's only lost 7 seconds compared to Powerman so far. So
See, I
this
wouldn't even
this
think
is
he's lost time considering
yeah,
the fail that Power just had.
yeah. Also,
Man,
Ison got burnt in the uh
that's how.
burner
Okay,
section. Yeah,
that's right.
yeah.
Yeah,
The
that's
lead at the moment is 334, and by at the moment I mean way back when they selected the characters in the hideout. Close enough.
I think it's probably. I think the Sabres have a little bit more of a swing in this episode just based on the eye test. Again, getting flamed in that section in Jailhouse Blues kind of sucks for Ison, but that is really the egregious blunder so far of this episode for him. Meanwhile, Power in. Why am I all of a sudden blanking on job names? In the very first job in Under Arrest, he had some sloppier movement. Looked like he was maybe questioning where to go sometimes. Looks like he was a little out of practice with that. And then in the barrel skip, he took a few attempts to get at. He died once trying to get the hack. So I definitely think Ison has made up a lot more time here in spite of that fail. And like I said before, there's still a lot of this to go.
Yeah,
He's gonna try and get barrier skip. If he hits this first try, that could be huge. And then if he does end up implementing the spiral dive strategies, that could be even more time. So we'll just have to wait and see.
yeah. We'll see if Powerman opts to go for it. It should be fairly easy to see because you would want to shoot the TNT barrel if you're not doing it. Yep, like
Yeah.
so. But you very clearly do not. You very much don't want to destroy that barrel there if you're doing the spiral dive strat. But yeah,
Looks like he's also playing it really safe here, going with both aim mode and using crack shot on some of those guards. Just trying to make sure he doesn't get knocked off at all.
yeah. When you're in the aim mode, you don't get a lot of knockback. It's a bit weird to maneuver in my opinion, but yeah. Ison, I think, got the barrier skip. I did not pay attention, but
Yeah, he got it
based
first
on
try.
yeah, based on the pace, I was like, yeah, that's definitely a barrier skip right there.
You know, between that hack, I'm actually interested to see how much time Ison made up because Power took way more time destroying the dots on both attempts, and he failed it the first time. So I think that's a little more time to make up for Ison. And again, it's still very far to go, and we still have two other hole runners in the back. But a lot more needs to happen for this gap to shrink considerably here, but it very well still could.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, crack shotting all these guys. You can actually, if you're fast enough, just completely run through that room and then jump over the pit before guy has a chance to shoot you. But it looks like he's just opting to play it safe here, and also even killing these guys, which I haven't seen too many people
Yeah.
do. But all right.
I think it's a fair play to play this very consistently like Powerman's doing. Um, it you know, you can stay there and do a strat for forever, which you know the strat would save like 2 seconds or whatever, or you can just like consistently get through.
Yeah, no, I
Even
think
like
in
even right there, he took that crack shot very slowly just to make sure he got all the targets, and that's definitely a consistent play you want to keep in mind.
yeah, not a bad thing at all
Yeah,
with the lead they have and with his strategies. Like I said, it's great to see that. Also, I just want to kind of say if I ever sound kind of condescending with Sly 4, I'm not trying to hark on any of our runners here because like I said, I think these are both great guys and I think they're both doing a great job for their teams. It's just like a side effect of me playing this game for so long and me like
yeah,
noticing a few minor things. I think it ticks in my brain.
yeah. I mean, I didn't think you were I didn't think you were like slagging off anyone. I think you're just doing a great job commentating, and I'm glad to be here with you.
Appreciate that, bro. Likewise. Happy to be here with you too. It's been a great time. Hope chat's been enjoying it.
Yeah. Guys, if you've been enjoying it, smash the like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel.
If you're
My
watching this
YouTube
in the, I'm sorry, continue, drop it.
my YouTube channel is at Augie Areno, so be sure to follow me there. Follow my Tumblr. I don't have a Tumblr, but yeah,
Follow Augie's Tumblr.
if he has one, yeah, follow that.
Augie just really appreciates all the drops, and now meanwhile all of this Twitch chat just discovers his Tumblr. Ison actually, or no, he might. No, he's not.
Okay.
Okay.
I was anticipating it, but he's just taking it slow and safe, which again, very fair play.
Yeah.
Nice T pose.
Yeah, that happens if you take another shot while still in aim mode after you've already taken a hit. Kind of gets that.
Yeah.
I was almost expecting him to like kill the guards and do it based on the way he held up. But yeah, this is not a bad thing to do either. That skip can be really annoying if you haven't practiced with it a lot. The spiral dives in general have been really alienating for a lot of new runners. They take a while to get used to.
Yeah. Yeah, when I was first learning it, I was like, bro, like months ago when I first started relearning Sly 4, I was like, damn, this shit actually sucks. I don't want to do this anymore. And
Right.
then I didn't until ACES, so
Yeah, no, that's
yeah.
kind of how I felt when I started getting back into Sly 4. I remember the first one I ever attempted was the one with Bob, where you get up to his cane immediately, and then like you're in range to
Oh yeah.
press like the action on it. That's the first one I tried, and I literally was standing there for like an hour, and all I could think was like, man, this absolutely sucks. Like, why do these exist?
Yeah. Ison taking a restart checkpoint there, I'm guessing he was pretty low at health, so he just restarted and he used aim mode to get through that first bit there, which is, yeah, very nice.
I honestly think his health was fine. He had like half his health, but I think just with the way the guards were shooting, it might be a little bit better if you restart checkpoint there just to make sure they don't all mob you at once, which is kind of fair. And he's out now, so all good. Power, though, having a little bit of trouble getting over the furnace. That took a little bit of time for him.
Yeah.
Does get the binoc skip, though, which saves about 6 seconds there, so good on him.
Oh yeah, she got it. I was looking completely away, but hell yeah.
Yeah, he did. No, it's a yeah.
That one in Saloon Bug, it saves way more time than the other ones because it not only skips the cutscene, but it also skips a lot of movement. Because if you skip the cutscene, then it pushes you further back. So that one saves quite a bit. That's very nice that Powerman got that.
Yeah, that one can be pretty easy to miss, so it's good to see that he does in fact end up getting that. So good on him. We don't really have a whole lot left to go until we get to the big jobs. Ison here is still going to get some pretty... He's got to make sure his movement is pretty clean going up to Saloon Bug, but then after you get out of this hack, as long as you don't die in Cooper for Hire, and as long as you don't crack shot in places where you're not supposed to...
Oh, man!
No!
Oh, dude.
Oh, no!
That is catastrophic. Holy...
What is wrong with me, dude? I was literally about to say, like, there's not too much to worry about, and then he immediately dies. I'm so sorry, guys.
It's all Shadow's fault. So before that happened, just a quick pace check. Pace check is 332, but that is going to lose a lot of time.
Not good. He had to restart the entire hack, man.
Yeah, it's really, really bad. Oh, man. But, hopefully not too bad of a loss. Oh, okay. Dude, the spiders kind of owned him, but he kind of recovered it. Alright,
Holy shit, that would have been tragic.
Yeah, the spiders kind of owned him, but he made it through. Oh, man.
So after that brush was death.
Scary, but...
Oh.
Yeah. And quickly replicate it on Ice Inside, real quick. Just to balance out the pace, or, you know, keep the pace the same.
I feel like I should have recommended this as a bingo square a long time ago, but yeah, Shadows jinxes somebody, that's a bingo square. That should be worth like 2.
Yeah.
I've done that so much this tournament unintentionally, and I feel so bad. I'm like, I'm not trying, guys. I'm so sorry.
Nah, don't even worry about it. It's just the commentator's curse. Literally anyone that sits here is, they're very prone to giving out curses. So, I think we need to stop having our VCs in here. We should have them in the Jack speedrun server. I think they would that would be a better place to not be affected by the commentator's curse.
Jack and Daxter mentioned twice this round. What?
Yo, bingo square, hit the bingo. There's no bingo square. I am lying. Yeah, Ison, is he gonna go? Oh, he didn't go for the chair jump.
Uh,
Chair
that's all
jump's
right.
really funky.
Chair jump is pretty cool. I think
Yeah.
it's really just interesting to see people go for, but I don't blame him for not doing that.
Ooh, nice. Got the binocular skip from Ison there. Very, very nice. And yeah, blind date for Power Man. Oh boy, we're gonna have so much to talk about in blind date. It's gonna be crazy. Blind date and jailbreak, mind you, two splits with a lot going on and definitely nothing to not talk about.
Well, I mean, there is genuinely one thing to talk about is that Power skipped the displacement boosts there, which again, that's a minor thing. I'm not blaming him for that. I will be interested to see if Ison even attempts those though, because if you go for them and miss them, then your movement can get kind of weird and you have to know when to spiral dive on the ground. Otherwise, you are pretty much guaranteed a bad landing.
Yeah, if you go for them and miss them, you just look ridiculous. That's the biggest factor to consider. You just look ridiculous. But if you hit them, you look swag. I think instead of time, we need to measure out swag. So, oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh my
Ison
gosh.
also got bodied by the spiders, but also survives the end. So that should be a nice save for the Sabres here. I do have the pacekeeping thingy here, so we will get to see in just a little bit. But yeah.
Yeah, that was an extremely unfortunate saloon bug for Power between taking time on the furnace jump and then dying there. So, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of glad that he has been playing it consistently, and I'm kind of glad that he is still getting through the episode. But even with that mindset, there's still just been a lot that unfortunately hasn't gone his way. So, he was hoping for his sake the second half of the episode is a little more clean.
Guys, I have horrible news. My Gehez sub just expired 3 minutes ago.
Gehez 5
sad now.
Oh wait.
Very unfortunate.
Right before, like, what is it? 2 weeks before his run at your event, at Nick's event.
Yeah. Man. Really quite unfortunate. Ison has completed the job. I will be able to pace cheap. Yes, I'll be able to pace check very soon. Wahoo! I'll do my favorite strat where you just like stall out behind the cart before it explodes, and then you just zoom forward. Saves like basically no time, but it's very funny.
It looks cool. That's the important thing.
Yeah.
You like swag?
And the pace check is a 305. So that was about a 20 to 30 second save there on Ison's end from not dying. Alright, Ison looks like a fool, alright. Will Ison hit the second one to redeem himself? Because he did miss that first one. Come on, redeem yourself.
Oh.
Aww. Alright, another one though? Aww. He just looks like a fool.
Now your movement here gets pretty awkward.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Redemption. He like pulled back on it, but that was redeeming. He got one off.
Yeah, I definitely can't imagine that saved much time for him, unfortunately.
Yo, my food is ready. This is perfect time. I'm gonna go get my food.
Yeah, all good. I'll hold down the fort.
Have fun commentating the nothing burger of jobs. I'm gonna go get my food.
I'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. Ooh, power actually, yeah. That's the one thing that you got to be careful with there is when you exit A mode, as we were talking about earlier, you are once again susceptible to knockback. So he actually played it kind of risky there, just exiting A mode while the dynamite was flying at him. That could have easily resulted in another death. Thankfully for his sake, though, nothing to speak of in the sort. And now we're finally going to be moving on power screen to Jailbreak, which in the case of the newer Sly 4 strategies in this episode is going to be one of the most impactful jobs in the entire game. Well, definitely the entire episode, maybe not the entire game, but still, there are a lot of new skips here that can definitely shake up your speed run. Mainly in the second primary Tennessee section, you have one of those fancy spiral dives we talked about, which saves a handful of time, and it'll be interesting to see if either of our runners do in fact go for that. Given the fact that Ison didn't go for the spiral dive strategy in Cooper for Hire, I would actually expect him to hold off on that as well. But like I said before, anything can really happen. We'll have to see what happens. And then even without the spiral dive, you still have a multitude of different ways to do that skip in the second section. So got to be mindful of that. And you've also just got to make sure you can aim properly, I guess, with Karm, which that in of itself isn't difficult because L1 practically locks onto everything. But you can speed up Karm's section a little bit if you know exactly where to shoot and if you know kind of how to shoot in between jackalopes throwing dynamite, I guess. It's difficult to explain without just showing it or without somebody doing the optimal strategies. So it might end up being pretty negligible, but in the case of that job, there's still going to be a lot to watch for. Then after that, of course, you've got Grand Key Larceny, which is probably the biggest point of RNG in the episode, certainly not the game. And then Operation, which also is going to have a lot more difficult strategies that it's going to be cool to see our runners implement or not implement and see how they handle that. And then I guess moving on real quick to the last leg here, I'm not entirely sure what to expect from Stevens and Nudie in 2-6. Stevens, of course, has run 2-6 quite a bit, and we've seen him run it in this tournament, in fact. So I think Stevens could very well be in a great spot there for the Bombers to help close this out. I'm not sure how much Nudie is going to try to do as far as advanced strategies. As we saw in 2-3, Sly 2 was just overflowing with a multitude of difficult skips and tricks that you can try your hand at should you want to, but I'm not sure if Nudie is going to be pulling out the Cabin Crimes cutscene skip or anything like that. Then again, depending on how the episode goes, with a lot of points of variance like Friend in Need and some other jobs. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Welcome back, Sonic, with the food.
Alright, hello, I have my food. How's the these two jobs going? Ison's on very low health. Oh my goodness gracious. Alright, well, he survived.
Yeah, I've been in a situation before in this job where my entire health bar was red. I had no idea how I was alive, but it can happen.
Ison has survived.
Oh wait, I thought for a minute they were in the same cutscene, and I was like, what? How did this gap get so close? Oh. Yeah, though we didn't have much to talk about while you were gone. Just sort of reflecting on the performances and kind of, I guess while we're waiting for the big skips of this job to get underway, what are you expecting from Nudie and Stevens in 2-6?
I mean, 2-6 is a pretty simple episode. I would say Knuthi has the upper hand there. There. Wait, did I say something wrong there? I don't know. But anyways, Knuthi is definitely has the upper hand on 2-6, but also there's not that much that can swing. Like, I guess Spice in the Sky cutscene skip can be annoying. But one thing that could help the Sabres here is if Knuthi whips out the PS5, because that would save, what, like 20-30 seconds?
It would save a decent chunk of time.
Yeah, because I do know that Knuthi has at least done 1.0 runs on PS5 of episode 6, so he could bring that out, and that could save him a bit of time, but I'm not anticipating that to happen. I expect they're both just going to play on PS3, but as far as I'm aware, they both do have PS5s, so would be very, very funny. Yeah, oh my god, strat time. You do that, and then you go there, boom, you just skip the entire thing.
Neat, neat. Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely this drop just has some cool skips. The fact that you can skip pretty much the entirety of both of these Tennessee sections is pretty remarkable. Ice in here going a slightly unoptimal way, but that's quite okay. It's just a very interesting job and definitely one of the biggest points of variance in a 4-2 run. I feel like this is the point where if you get past this job, then you finally got a speed run. So it's going to be interesting to see if Power make it at the second skip, whichever strategy he ends up trying to do, because this is the big one.
Mm-hmm. For sure, for sure.
Yeah. To your point though earlier, I think there are still a lot of points where 2-6 could go wrong. We've seen a lot of interesting things happen in 2-6 over the course of this Aces tournament between, all of like Inferno, Stevens, and Slowy, and just a lot can still go wrong with a multitude of those jobs. So this lead is by no means safe, and Nudie is still a very experienced Slide 2 runner with all of his experience in Slide 2 100% especially. So I'm interested to see how Stevens can hold it together, which hopefully for their sake he can, and he's got a great lead courtesy of Map Yotho and Power holding it together here at the end. So see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just gonna opt not to go the whole way around. And he's also, yeah. Huh. If he went the other way around, he could have despawned all these guards, but he looks fine here as long as he doesn't get shot off.
Yeah, yeah. You can in fact deload these cards if you do one of the other strats, but
Yeah, he's
it's
fine here.
it's about as easy as I think the strats both are pretty simple, but the I guess execution of it, if that makes sense, like it really just depends on if you're comfortable with the execution on everything. So yeah.
Inferno actually just pointed out something very interesting as well. Has Nudie only played Sly 2 this competition?
He did 4-4 last match, but other than that, I think so. I think other than the 4-4, he's done Slide 2, which, a bit unfortunate that he doesn't get to play his, like, ace game, but yeah, it is what it is,
Yeah, no, I feel like the general approach for anybody playing the Sabres has been pretty simple, and that's keep the team as far away from Sly 3 as possible, and rightfully so. When you have Nudie, who's a former world record holder, and Ison, who just got a sub-6 time in any percent, you do not want to take that team on in Sly 3. You will get absolutely rolled. So this being yet another 2-2 and one Sly 4 episode, I definitely think helps to add to the Bombers' advantage here with the draft. I think
Yeah.
that really was a good way to go.
Absolutely. I think as the Sabres, your like team strategy is don't even bother with Side 3 because it's just gonna be like banned and phased out anyways.
Ison
What
also
could have
getting an
happened?
unfortunate death there.
Oh yeah, shit. That's pretty unfortunate, but should be fine enough though. Um, but yeah, as I was saying, what they could have maybe done is maybe it would have been a bit hard, but they could have maybe coached ATP towards Side 3 so that their one pick doesn't just have to be Sly 2. Like they can get a lot of Sly 3 action in that way. But Sly 3 is a game where if you mess up a strat, you're losing like a minute or 2 minutes. So it's best just to stick with what you're good at, pretty much.
Yeah, we've definitely seen some chaos with Sly 3 this match, and I would know because I ran Sly 3 every round this tournament when I was in it. And I think that generally is a great approach to have in aces is if you know that somebody is very good or if you know a team is very strong in one particular game, then it helps to just completely snuff that game out. That was something that I unfortunately fell victim to was, Sly 4 is like the easiest game to blanket, and I think a lot of teams evidently a lot of teams just really didn't want me to play Sly 4. I don't know why, but they just kept liking it. So I was like, all right, I'll play Sly 3 and try not to completely fall flat on my face. But yeah, to your point as well, I think that's also something interesting they could have taken up as we see Ice in here just going for the old strat with the post. which is a
Mhm.
perfectly fine approach and doesn't take too much time getting it. Again, a very unfortunate death there in the first part. But yeah, I think if ATP had a few Sly 3 episodes in his repertoire, like even if he just learned something like 3-1 or 3-6, that gives you a little bit of an opening. And then in the event that the draft goes very well and ATP does get something else that he could play, then you can kind of mix and match with Nudie and Ison going to another Sly 3 episode since both of them are very experienced about it. But then
Yeah,
again, who knows? They have their own draft strategy and they've made it this far, so it hasn't been unkind to them, you could say.
exactly. Yeah, like getting this far means that you're at least somewhat prepared for any sort of draft to happen. You can make any sort of exceptions or picks or whatnot. But yeah, both these teams are very, very well rounded. All things considering.
I think the only reason why I wouldn't have said the Sabres in preseason were my favorite to win it all was just because of this game. I think when you look at this team immediately, they don't immediately scream Sly 4. And again, that's not to say that they're not good at it because this tournament has definitely proven otherwise. They're very capable of running it. But you know what I said, like ATP primarily a Sly 2 runner. Nudie has primarily run 2 and 3. Ison has run 3 primarily. You don't immediately think of like these guys as primary Sly forerunners.
Yeah.
So this is what I was really, I guess, like expecting to have a negative impact on their stock, I guess. But yeah, both of these teams, as we said earlier, just very versatile and at least are capable of pulling this off.
Yeah. Powerman getting the
Yeah,
great
totally.
wild man strat of just spamming square. Spam square and hold your analog stick kinda right and you will just melt him. What a good strat.
I really wish that we had the shot gloves available at this point in the episode, and we can just nuke him with those because it's so cathartic to just activate those in all jobs or in all bosses run and just see him be completely helpless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And meanwhile, though, this is, I guess, like one of the major points that could cause some chaos before we get to operation is you do not want to die on this race no matter what it is, whether it's tripping over a gecko or just playing it safe for a second because a jackalope could throw his dynamite at the same spot twice instantaneously. You've got to be pretty careful here. And I'm okay, I'm not going to say anything because I've already had my fair share of jinxes this tournament. So
Yeah.
we're going to see what
Quit.
happens.
Quit talking. Quit your
Oh,
talking.
shout out.
Yeah. But yeah. The jackalopes. I like those guys.
Cool people.
Big fan. Big fan of the jackalopes.
You could say, yeah.
Yeah.
Sonic, I think it's also just been really cool to see you get to kind of spread your wings in Aces after, unfortunately, the season with the Knights, your first time around, didn't go quite the
Hmm.
way you would have hoped. Oh gosh. Okay, thank God.
Taking it safe. Very, very nice. That's
Yeah, no,
exactly what you want to do.
yes. There's a pretty famous clip of like some people dying there because you can see him throw that to the same spot twice there, and then you have to do that entire race over again. That loses like a minute. So just to any new Sly 4 runners, just don't die there. Please. Just don't do it.
Yeah. Simply do not die.
And this is another interesting point in this job. Just sometimes this can be really annoying. There is a general strategy, which is just to start targeting the yellow guys as they start to pop out. And then if there are any one of these stationary targets, shoot them. But
Yeah.
sometimes these little bank robbers can just be in the way to the point where there's almost nothing you can do but just tank one and then try to get a better shot. Yeah, so
Yeah,
power,
this
yeah.
challenge is so goofy. It's just the one of my favorite bits of trivia about that mini game is that if you go to the speedrun.com page for it on the category extensions, and then you look at the run description Remo has put for it, it's either this one or something's fishy, but I'm gonna bank it's this one. The run description is this is the worst IL in all of speedrun.com. Okay, it was something's fishy, but I think Granky Larceny is a good contender for a worst IL ever.
I'm going to be brutally honest. This might be my least favorite job in the entire game.
It's not good. It's really not good.
it's just like this part, okay, like as long as you don't get murdered by jackalopes, it's all right. But Wildman can just punch you when you feel like you've gone out of the way far enough. It's really hard to dodge his punches and punch at the same time. Race, like I said, don't die there. It sucks. But then after that, there's not really a lot that can change. And then the Karm shooting can just be annoying. It's such a strange point of what feels like minimal RNG, but at the same time impactful RNG, if that makes sense. And it's at the
Hmm.
very end of an episode that already has enough difficult skips to it. So I don't know. I really don't like this job. And then after that, of course, you've still got to go to Operation Gold Digger, which is not easy. Toothpick is not bad, but after that, there's still a lot of variance to it. So got to look out for that.
Yes, I agree. Sorry, I got food in my mouth.
All good.
I episode 2 is a very, very interesting blend of things between it being like a generally difficult episode and there being a lot of waiting involved. Like Cooper for Hire, you do have the toothpick distract strat, but other than that, you're literally waiting for him to walk. Um, I guess also Blind Date and Jailbreak, they're very much just wait for the thing to end. And then you have a bunch of hard shit to go with the episode, and it's definitely a very interesting episode. Ooh, Ice almost got sniped there.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Is just it's very easy to think you can get away with one more corner cut, and then next thing you know, you've got a barrel of dynamite in your face, and your speed run's practically over.
Hmm.
How are those actually doing on the left here, though? This Carmelita section is another annoying part. It can be kind of tricky to shoot those TNT barrels at the right time, but he got through that at a decent pace, so good on him. Yeah, I'm a I'm trying to figure out what the Sabres need to do, or rather what they can do to try and claw this back. I think it's all just there's a lot of pressure on Stevens right now, it goes without saying. I know that 2-6 is something he's run a lot, but there's still a lot that can go wrong, as we mentioned. So there's been a lot of drama with 2-6, and there will probably continue to be a lot of drama going into the last leg here.
Absolutely. I have finished my food, so there you go.
Yeah. All good.
You don't
Yeah.
have to deal with me talking with my mouth full.
No flashbacks to me like eating a sandwich in the middle of commentating a Sly 4 optimal loot match. It's kind of funny how that works out.
Massive.
You know, I remember that day vividly too. Like I had just gotten off of a class. I had agreed to commentate the match. It was like an hour afterwards, and I like hadn't eaten since like 10 in the morning. And so like I just ran to the subway underneath my student center and was like, all right, screw it, we're gonna eat this sandwich in the middle of commentating a match. I don't care.
That's the meta, just eat sandwich. Chat, sandwich is pretty good. Please eat. Please eat a
Also,
sandwich tonight.
so Tabriz actually just brought up something very interesting in chat. Apparently there was a mission originally planned where you're gonna end up switching the train tracks, but it got cut for no reason. Can you confirm or deny that?
I got no clue. I
I've never heard of that.
I myself have never heard of this, but yeah. And I mean, I don't mean to brag, but I know quite a lot about the Sly series. But I've not heard of that really.
You
But
can
yeah,
brag all you want. The Sly Gold's themed Jeopardy for Sly 3's 20th anniversary. Olge.
true. I was invited to take part in that, but then I said no because I heard there was a money prize, and I was like, no, get out of here, please. But I mean, I hope the people that do take part in the Jeopardy show do enjoy it, because it genuinely seems like a really fun concept. But yeah,
Power just got a very strange quick kill there. So his shield was up and he failed to get it in time, but then he somehow like slipped under the shield and killed him anyways, which is great for him because he would have lost like 10 seconds if that didn't happen.
all right, we have a question in chat from HMW Life, also known as Pair 292827, in the chat. What is objective the best Sly character? Well, there's a document out there. It's called 120 Reasons Why Bob is OP. And it lists 121 reasons, so that's how you know he's the best.
You wish.
Bob is simply the best.
I actually, you know what? For as much as I've played this series, I kind of struggle to think of like a favorite character. Not because that there's like no one likable in the series, quite the opposite. It's just like there's been so much, especially in like Sly 3, that really happened with character development that's made you kind of like have to reconsider everybody's role or like what the intended role was for characters. I guess it kind of depends on what you really like. I kind of like Murray's unique role on the team. I really would have liked to see in Sly 2 them go harder on the theme of, oh, hey, like, yeah, I'm just the big guy in the team, and he's kind of subconscious of that. Like, there were originally meant to be dialogue lines in, what is it, Silence the Alarms in episode 1, where Murray was like, yeah, well, Bentley, I don't want you treating me like a child because Bentley still talks in that certain tone. It's like, okay, Murray, there are X amount of alarms during our heist. And he literally sounds like Murray wouldn't understand it if he didn't just space it out word by word. But in the meantime, you know, Murray also just has like probably some of the hardest moments in the series. And I know we're talking about like deep emotional cuts with like characters from a children's video game. I get that, but I feel like Murray has the most like, dang, you know, like relatable moments out of anybody. So, in my opinion, yeah, I guess Murray would probably be my objectively favorite character.
Yeah, except it's incorrect. It's Bob. Anyways.
Kind of ironic. I said Murray after you said Bob, who like that's his whole character arc is like Murray gets replaced by Bob. So very different answers you got here.
Question mark. I cannot believe Lemury is fat. But yeah.
Yo, Steven's wrong warp to operation there in the bottom left. Monka, what?
Yo,
he's already done.
The lead is crazy right now.
He's been playing the entire time. Holy
Speaking
shit.
of the lead, I did not pay attention to when Ison entered this job trigger like 50 hours ago. So
I honestly I'm willing to bet it's still around like that 3-minute mark. I don't think a lot has happened to really like grow or shrink the lead within the past couple of jobs. I think their Cooper for hire, or sorry, their Grand Q larcenies are pretty similar. And provided Ison gets this quick kill, Shadows 3 Jinx incoming, just warning it. I don't think this gap is going to have shrunk much here either.
Don't say that. Don't say it, buddy. Don't say it. No talking loud. No.
Thank God. See, chat, I don't have black magic. I'm human. It's all good. So the only other thing worth mentioning here before we see Stevens jump off to 2-6 is I'm really interested to see if Ison does the spiral dive strats, but I don't think he will, given how he passed up the ones in Cooper for hire.
I don't know if Stevens is going officially. Okay, no, he's not. I was like, hold on a bit, buddy. That's a bit early. But no, he is. He was just stealth sliding for fun, which I appreciate. Stealth sliding is fun, in quotation marks.
You know, I wouldn't blame him at all if he's just trying to like take a breath and get loose, given how long this episode's been in comparison to 2-3. There's still a long way left to go in this race, and so he needs to be as comfortable as possible. If they're gonna pull this out.
Absolutely. Oh, Power Man.
Oh no. That is, okay. Okay. So we didn't have to restart the entire fight for one phase, but I haven't seen that in forever. Oh my gosh, Power.
That could have been way worse.
Man.
But, yeah, that was scary. Holy
shit, man.
Holy.
Oh. Dude, Power, I feel like the Sabres actually got him on a really good episode here. I'm surprised the Bombers ended up picking 4-2 because, man, I gotta say, like, Power has made some very uncharacteristic mistakes in this run. I mean, how much does that do for them? Like, Remo definitely just said small death. That's gonna lose like 10 to 20 seconds. That might be time though. You never know how much that's gonna matter.
Yeah, and Powerman's done.
All right, he's out.
And Stevens is off. He did stay paused in the pause screen there, so surely that means Cabin Crimes cutscene skip? Damn, I can't believe he's not going for Cabin Crimes cutscene skip. My disappointment is immeasurable yet expected.
Dodge.
Yeah. GG's to Powerman and GL to Stevens.
Yeah, GL to Stevens as well. Yeah, Power. I mean, you can see him in chat. Like I said, a lot of unfortunate mistakes. But the fact of the matter is, he's not going to be the end all be all at this point. Like Ison definitely still made his fair share of errors in spite of this being a overall really great 4-2 run. So we'll have to see. Like the ending leg here is still going to be very impactful. So who knows? It's going to be interesting to close it out.
57 is still pretty damn good for all the strats that happened there and everything that just went down. That's still a very good time. I was expecting like a 58 or something from that, but like a mid 57, that's pretty damn good.
Power still had a lot. Go ahead, sorry.
I am very, very interested to see Powerman's PB in this now, not gonna lie. I don't know, he could be cooking with 4-2, depending on what his actual PB is.
Actually, I don't remember what his PB is off the top of my head, unfortunately, for reference.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a hidden PB in the archives of the Bombers. I don't remember his current PB though. It seems like 56-26.
Bombers just have like a manila folder stored somewhere of like all their speedrunning records.
Haha, no one would ever practice in secret and not share their PBs, haha.
Haha, I totally didn't do that for the entire tournament.
Haha.
But yeah. Yeah, though. So the Toothpick boss fight, unfortunately, is like one of the most, well, the least interesting part of this entire operation. Once you have a good idea of what you're doing, there really isn't much to worry about. Again, the only real thing to worry about is kind of what Power unfortunately showcased was that electric ball can cause instant death and make you lose a fair chunk of time at the very end of that. So that's something you gotta watch out for. But other than that, this boss fight just kind of grows old and runs after you do it once or twice.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank God. Okay.
Ups, det svider I mina öron. Vem är tanden för fjolter? That's definitely how you pronounce that.
It's better than I can do. All good?
Oh no, it's absolutely not good. I think my favorite part about the Danish language is how it sounds like nothing like Norwegian. And so everything I try and pronounce in like a Norwegian accent is just completely wrong in Danish. That's the best part about the Danish language. Alright, I'm gonna hop in Sly 4 here. Yo. Oh, GG's to Ison.
Jinx.
130.
All right, Nudie.
I think. The gap is 332. Gap is 332, so yeah. Yo, the trade manip, that goes hard actually. That goes hard. And that is a PB for Ison. Wahoo!
Nice job, Ison. That's
Big
two Sly 4
moves.
PBs now for races that he's gotten in this tournament.
Hell yeah.
Will it be enough, though, is the question.
57-29. Wait. Didn't Powerman also got a 57-29? Oh my god. They tied.
What?
They tied. Wait, that's kind of goated. Hold on.
Oh my gosh, that's actually insane though. That was by far the longest run of this match, and in a way, it kind of didn't matter.
It's insane. That
is actually, I've never seen that before in an Aces match. That's actually crazy.
That's crazy. They just straight up got the same time. Now that is goated.
Damn, dude, that's just like wow. Complete cancellation of the longest leg of this series. So yeah, like right now, unfortunately, for all intents and purposes, like Mappiotho got them out to this lead, and the Bombers have just never relinquished it since. So
Yes,
me- oh,
this is like the definition of keeping the pace alive. That goes hard. Stevens just needs to carry the torch to the end now as he goes into Spice in the Sky cutscene skip here. Let's see.
which like yeah, he's
Yeah,
gonna
let's see
have this
what it
easily.
does.
Yeah, we'll do this bit. I'm interested to see if either of our runners end up missing the cutscene initially, if they know the backups on backups.
Yeah. Stevens is taking it very safe with the paraglider spam instead of, stealth side square boosting.
Yeah, which at this point perfectly fine. Don't blame him at all for that.
Ooh, did he dip low enough though? I think he
Yeah,
did,
that's
but
that's
we
what I
will
was gonna
see.
ask too.
You will see.
Hit it.
And
There we go. All right, huge moment for the Bombers. It's a huge first try skip.
yeah. Also, one thing that we can consider is that Powerman actually played on HDD, so loadless wise, Powerman did actually play better than Ison there. But in terms of real time, they both tied, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, but you know what? That's another. Oh, I guess that was a big consideration that I didn't even think about was power being on HDD. It's not as impactful in Sly 4 as it is in 2 and 3, but it still does weigh a considerable amount. I think it loses like it's gonna lose like at least 20 to 30 seconds in episode 2. Probably more though.
Time is 43 seconds, apparently. That's crazy, actually. 43 seconds.
That is a considerable amount.
But yeah.
So power basically tied Ison with a 43-second handicap. That's what that's getting at.
Yes. That is pretty goated.
Ugh.
Very well done to both Powerman and Ison. What a what a great thing just to straight up tie together. That was crazy.
All right, yeah, though. So Nudie here now coming up on Spice in the Sky cutscene skip. If he hits this though, like, man, there's only so we're running out of room for the Sabres to make this up, and I'm just trying to pinpoint the next locale where if Stevens has a good friend in need where things can really go wrong, I'm not sure if he's going to have the real estate he needs to climb back into this for his sake.
Yeah.
Of course, it's Sly 2 and 3 and not Sly 4, so we could always have some things
Don't
happen.
say it.
That,
Don't say it. Do not
I
say
won't
it.
say it.
Don't say what's gonna happen. Don't say it. Little Leaf, don't say it. Don't say it.
For 5 minutes? Yo, 5 minutes is it's quite a considerable amount of time for me to talk about that.
Don't say it, guys.
Jeez.
But, yeah. Spice in the Sky cutscene skip. I'm anticipating Knuthi's gonna be very spicy with his stealth side square boosting in the fake floor here, but he could also opt to take it very safe, which is a very understandable choice to make.
Yeah.
So
With a trick like this, I would definitely, I would applaud him if he just got through it. I don't think you need to bring down the roof at this point. You just need to do what you need to do, and then once it starts to get closer, if this gap still hasn't shrunk that much, then you got to see what you can do. But for now, like, I'm perfectly fine if he plays this a little safer. Oh no,
Knuthi was he was playing that a little bit spicy, and then I think he did like a cane swing mistime, so he just took it safe after that.
that should
And
be
our
good.
survey says a success. Very nice.
All right, so no backups on backups necessary for either of our runners. Stevens, though, breaking that chimney, that's a little unfortunate. Now he's got to go run over and use this one instead.
Yeah, I gotta go for the backup chimney.
Should still be perfectly fine here, though, because that can happen anyways. The Ducks can just randomly break one of your chimneys, and then you have to go to another one anyways.
Yeah.
Spaniard land.
Yeah, Stevens is taking it safe here because the fake floor is going to activate way earlier than, or way sooner up that track than you would expect. And that's going to be a pretty slow cutscene skip, but it got him there, so fair enough.
No, yeah, he's all
Um,
good. I think that is also just one of the easier fake floor cutscene skips in the game, if I remember correctly,
yeah,
because it's not dependent on like Sly falling through the world or like a certain guard dying. It's just about like you getting far enough away from Karm to the point where it fails the job. So
hmm,
like as long as one of you has collision, or like as long as one of you loses collision, that's pretty much guaranteed to happen.
yeah, absolutely. Wow, Stephen Shore is looking at the floor. He didn't get the lure strat there. Apparently the guard got stuck there. So that's a bit unfortunate. That would give Sabres a bit of an advantage if they pull off first lure strats, but it's all right. As long as you get second one, it should be okay.
You know, if you're Stevens, just get past this part and don't have a job fail because that is like one of the only things at this point. Not the only things, but that is a surefire way to let Nudie catch up is if you just go all the way back here when he's on the third plane. Actually, don't really know what he's looking for at this point. If he's just, I think he might just be trying to play it safe, just get behind Karm and let her do her thing. Or no, he is going for it.
Yeah, you gotta have a specific setup so that Carmelita still passes all the checkpoints she needs to, and that she doesn't, instantly kill this guy and instantly catch you.
Careful here. He got like kind of close.
Yeah,
Looks like he got the lure though.
yeah, it's certainly lure enough.
As
And
long as
we
he
can get.
doesn't.
Oh, okay. He got
And this just got
got a
very interesting.
he got a bit too close to Calm there, or actually the complete opposite. He got a bit too far from Calm there.
Uh-oh.
Oh, is this gonna be the great
Is that the
comeback of
turning
the
point?
Sabres? Is that gonna be the comeback? I just checked their
Oh
pace.
no.
I just checked their pace. Knudli has saved about 30 seconds so far, not including that mistake. So, this is the Sabres might come back. I think.
Holy
I think
shit. Dude, what's the gap now? The gap might be a minute.
it's that lost so much time. Oh my god.
Because he failed at like the very end too.
Yes.
That's like the worst place that could have happened.
Oh my god. Oh my
So yeah,
god. That's a that's a continental fumble from the Bombers there. Oh.
so at this point, I would like to refrain my previous point is Canudi, if you're here, all you have to do is not fail. Literally just get to the point where you're pickpocketing Karm's keys, and then if like hypothetically, if Stevens were to die again during the key section, then they would have a chance to just take the lead outright. Oh gosh, and now there's still so much of this episode left to go, dude. What the hell?
Oh my
There's
god,
so much
man.
left.
Come on, Bombers.
That guard is blind.
Come on,
Steven,
Bombers.
though, for what it's worth, he does understand this guard lure. Like, he's got it in a good spot. He just got a little ahead of himself there, I think. Oh my gosh. So Stevens, thank God Stevens has run a lot of 2-6 because without that experience, this would be a lot more scary. It still is scary, but they have a little bit of hope here. Oh my gosh.
Oh, okay.
Don't fall in the water, Stevens.
Okay. Just let Carmelita walk past here. Just don't do anything really stupid. Just stay here. Okay, don't say that. That's all right. We're somewhat in the clear.
That was
It would be
a job fail, according to Remo.
It would be nice if Stevens could get a little bit more stealth. What's it called? A little bit more gadget juice. Knudli as well.
He's got plenty of juice.
But
I think he's all right.
you need quite a bit for the strats here.
Oh, you're talking about smoke bomb. What am I
Smoke bomb.
talking about?
Yeah, smoke bomb strats. You need quite a bit of them, but
So correct me if I think you need like you can only use 9 pulses of stealth slide before you don't have enough for 3 smoke bombs.
yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. So depending on how liberal he's been with the gadget meter up until this point, I guess he could always kill a guard and get a lucky health drop. So it's not completely out of the question.
Yo,
But
the silent
yeah.
obliteration from Gnuti. Let's go.
Yeah, I just noticed that. That actually,
Unoptimal Pog.
because that doesn't really
Alright.
like help at any other point in this job, right? Or in this episode for that matter.
Alright, fellas. The lead was 2:52. I'm gonna hit the enter button now. The lead is 44 seconds.
God.
The lead is 44 seconds.
So somebody misses one cutscene skip and the Sabres are in the lead.
This is gonna... come on.
The first hour and a half of this match,
Stevens!
we were talking
There you
about
go.
like, oh, I was more
Don't
worried
die.
about
Don't
Iceland's
die.
like experience, but no, now we've reached the breaking point. But see, this is what I'm talking about. We've seen so much drama with 2-6 in this entire tournament, and it continues to provide one way or the other.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Now, how much else? There's a health drop for Stevens, though, which is awesome. So now he'll definitely be okay here for the smoke bombs. He just needs to not die. Holy crap. Okay. Let's reassess here for a minute. So let's assume they both get through this perfectly fine. No deaths. Lead stays at 44 seconds for the Bombers. What's next that like is gonna decide a lot? Bear cave or bear cub kidnapping? You think?
I think so. There's still this. Carmelita is ridiculously overpowered, so you have to be very, very careful. Knuthi, kind of in the clear here. Stevens is... yeah, that seems good enough for Stevens. But other than that, Bear Cub kidnapping as a cutscene skip. Theft on the rails can get... or not theft on the rail, but the trains in general can get very messy. Neela RNG, she can go down. It can go all over the place. But, oh, this is a race. This is now a race. This went from a very comfortable lead to this is a race now.
Oh my goodness. So...
alright, Gnuthi needs to be very careful here. Alright, he's alright. Gnuthi doesn't have enough stealth, fucking gadget juice to do the last one here, so that's gonna lose him, I think, 5 seconds. And he also has to be careful of Carmelita's light. There we go. Taking out safe like a champ.
We're still very close though.
Ride the Iron Horse. There, I think in the PS5 version you would do a death abuse right here, because then the train spawns next to you because the loads are so fast. Yeah, that's actually worth it. So that's cool. You know, if only one of these runners played on PS5, we would have seen that maybe.
If only. So could you imagine now though if Nudie was actually playing on PS5? Then this lead is like practically irrelevant. This lead is like already shrunken away.
Yeah, you also get a lot of AB refill here if you do that death abuse. But yeah, the lead seems to actually have grown a bit as opposed to the anticipated shrink. It is now at 46 seconds.
Okay.
So,
Makes you wonder if Nudie like got caught up on one of the Karm distractions or what.
yeah, I think that was a lot of that was the whatchamacallit with the thing, you know?
That is
a
implementation of that, the power up that does the thing. We love that one.
The whatchamacallit with the thing that does the yeah, you know?
The super cool that does the funny thing. Yeah, all that ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a cool implementation of Hoverpack there though by Nudie. That train is probably the hardest one to find a fast way of getting on it, but he just ran towards it and hoverpacked over to get on quick. So good job by him, and generally cleaner movement as well. Stevens was getting kind of mauled by those ducks here, so look at this. What is that, 140, 135, 46-35, we're going to say, when that white flash happened for Stevens?
Yep, I got that down on the time calculator.
And also to answer a question in chat real quick for Corbin Snacks, I believe it is. Apologies if I'm butchering that.
Cobra Snacks, yeah.
Yeah, Hoverpack just helps you to get on the trains a little bit faster, at least in this episode. In other episodes like 2.7 and 2.5, well, not 2.5, I'm sorry, like 2.8, Hoverback though is just very useful for helping Bentley save a few seconds and like get to places very quickly.
So Knuthi just saved like 16 seconds there.
I believe it. Stevens was getting mauled on the trains.
Yeah.
How are they looking on hardware? Are they both playing on the same like PS3?
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, it's same tier of PS3. But the lead is 29 seconds. So
This race might seriously come down to who Neela decides to go down on.
imagine. Oh my god, man, this is losers finals. They're gonna be so close at the
The
end.
love triangle between Stevens, Nudie, and Neela is going to decide the fate of the ACES finals. Literally, it's going to be so crazy. I wonder if Nudie, like just whip out the Tootsie movement real quick, where you instantly get to this car and you save like way more time. In fact, he is.
Oh,
That's like more or less the optimal movement to get there.
cooking.
Awesome.
There we go.
That's going to save him a little more.
Absolutely cooking.
Shoutouts to my.
And they are all right. All right. I have a request for the restreamer. We got to get both the audios in here. I feel like it's tradition. Oh no, Stevens! Your controller battery is low. Stevens!
How long does he have? Dude, please,
probably,
that would be the
probably,
okay.
He probably
of all
has
the
like
ways for
3
this race
hours.
to end, please do not let it end like that. That would be so tragic.
He probably has like 3 hours. The fucking controller life is insane. But yeah, he's on low battery. No, dude, the battery of peril. Let's go.
Every battery of peril. Literally everything that could cause like somebody to be stressed in this situation is just coming to fruition. Holy crap, dude. This is ACES, baby. Let's do it. I'm excited to see this finish.
Oh man, this is so funny.
God. Okay, this lead might be a few seconds bigger for the Bombers because I think they had some stream delay earlier, but even still, like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
Yeah. Imagine Stevens is playing on the DualShock 3 and then he gets DualShocked to oblivion and then the battery dies. Like the battery just dislocates from the controller and that's how the run dies.
Dude, I don't know what controller he has. I don't know how this could end.
Dude, this is no longer an ACES match. This is just can Stevens beat the game before the controller dies. Forget the ACES match. This is the real contest. This is the real contest.
Steven's own like hardware just became his greatest enemy. It doesn't even matter when he finishes.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh man.
Goodness, dude. All right.
I'm gonna pace check. That's a 26. And we'll see where Knuthi is not
This
far
gap is
behind.
like
Oh
20
dear
seconds.
god.
It's like 20 seconds.
Alright, Stevens did not get tripped up by the fake reset there, so that's cool.
Yeah. No resets.
And
44. Yeah, it's less than 20 seconds. It's like 18 seconds.
It's like 17, 18 seconds. Oh
Oh
man.
my goodness.
Oh man. Oh
this
man.
is the closest ACES match I have ever had the pleasure of commentating.
Oh man. Oh
and
man.
This wasn't supposed to be like this. Like, for all intents and purposes, this match was over.
Dude, this match was just a write-off. It was just over, and then, oh my god, the comeback.
Hit the
Right,
cutscene
setting up the cutscene skips, that should be fine.
Yeah. Carmelita trolling Nudie there, but he should be alright. He missed it.
Okay,
oh my God, I thought he missed it. That took longer than usual, right?
That took
I'm
like
not insane?
7 years. Jesus Christ, why did that take
Holy
like 7
crap.
years?
Alright, well, thank God for Stevens, though. That would have... Yeah, I mean... I don't know how much time he would have lost there, but the Sabres would almost, like, surely be in the lead. Assuming Nudie hits this as well, which I think he did.
Oh.
Dude, I don't think he did. I think he missed it. He missed it. No,
okay.
he missed it.
Alrighty
Alrighty
then.
in the lead considerably.
Come on, Bombers! Come on!
Oh my
Come
gosh. What is this match, dude?
What is this?
Oh my
What?
gosh, rip though. That's a huge time loss for the Sabres because this cutscene is so long, man.
This is so long. Oh my god.
Steven's
Oh
getting
no!
mauled by a bear, though.
Stevens!
He's not
Stevens!
resetting. Look out!
Jim!
The
Gam!
bear!
No! Oh my god! Dude.
Okay, he is still one cub ahead though. He still has a little bit of a lead, but that might have just made up for the missed cutscene skip. What is happening? What is this match, dude?
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh,
What?
Steven's getting mauled by more guards.
Stevens, you gotta gam. You gotta gam, buddy. You gotta
Yeah, he
gam.
did. You can completely negate those bears. And you pretty much just gave Nudie the cutscene skip miss back. I can't handle this, bro.
What is this? Jesus Christ.
This gap is still probably like 15 seconds. I thought this was going to be one of the more influential jobs, and it might not have mattered.
This is
though,
insane.
like, Nudie's experience in Slide 2 here, this is kind of what I was getting at. Him, like, he just knows the game, which is definitely helping. This gap is like 15 seconds still. It's literally going to come down to Neela. I never thought it would come down to this, but it's going to come down to Neela. That's like the biggest thing left. Oh my gosh, and the movement. Just go the
7
right
seconds. 7 seconds. 7 seconds. Oh my god.
Do we have overtime rules in ACES? Like, do we have a backup plan if they finish at the same time? And Nudie's in the lead! His movement's better!
The lead change!
The lead!
The lead change! The lead change!
You can't make
Oh
this
my
up!
god!
Ladies and gentlemen, you can't make this up!
The Sabres! The Sabres are in... Oh my god!
Nudie may have done just enough to save the Sabres season from the pits of despair!
Oh my god!
I can't believe this, dude.
This is still down to Neela, though. It is still
It
down
is,
to Neela.
yeah. I think it is easily still down to Neela, because this train, like, if you get on top of this relatively fast, it should be good. Just land on the door. Okay. At the most, this is going to be like 10 seconds at the end of this job. Stevens is just going to play it safe. Glitch high jump. Don't blame him at all.
Do not miss the square boost. This is the ultimate misssquareboost.com promotion.
This would be like the first video you see when you go on the website. Steven's just going to play it
Yeah.
safe as well, go straight through the train car, taking a little
Ooh.
bit more damage. Now he's going to go for the other door. Missed the glitch high jump.
Oh
Oh
no.
no.
Oh
Steven's
no.
fumbling a little bit here. And
Oh,
Nudi's
no.
out.
Oh no.
That was like 58 when Nudie got there, but the Sabres now have a little bit of a lead. Oh my gosh.
Oh
Nudie
my
having a little
god.
bit of a mini fumble there, but he may have still done just enough. We've got 2 loads and 2 points of RNG left before we decide who is playing the Jacks for the ACES finals. Will it
The
be
gap is 13 seconds right now.
13 seconds? Is Nudie going back to the ACES finals, or is Mappy going to close it out? Let's go.
Come on, Stevens. Come on.
Stevens, you got to come back from this, man. I never expected this.
Oh, this is stressful. This is... Oh my god, this is it. It's the operation. Oh man.
This is all it comes down to. So, oh man. All right. I didn't say anything about it. And he's there. He's not resetting. All right.
Right.
What do you got, Neela? That's the real
Stevens?
question we have left to answer. What does Neela got? Can the Bombers pull this back?
Alright, well, no sound box to be seen.
Thank God. That would have just been like I would.
Unless they die. Unless they die. That could happen.
That's genuine. Yep.
Yep. Simply do not die.
All right, you heard it here first, folks. If somebody dies in Soundlocks, it was a Sonic jinx and not a Shadows jinx. I'm free. I'm liberated.
Yo, Knuthi going for the strat that loses 0.2 seconds? Crazy. I love that strat that loses time.
He's just swagging out, you know? When you're at this point, just have to make sure it's
Oh my
entertaining.
God.
Stevens, these doors are murdering Stevens right now. Might have lost just enough seconds for that to matter. If only they had music box, man, SMH.
True. Shout out to Music Box, the GOAT.
All right, so yeah, I mean, there's technically
Oh my
speaking,
God.
there is movement with the train cars, but yeah, dude, I don't even know what to expect here. Like, what are the odds of somebody dying on this fight or either of these fights?
I mean, the gap it's pretty high. You can very easily choke Neela. The gap is 17 seconds.
Especially like, what do you think their call is like right now? Imagine the stress
Oh my
running through
God.
that voice call, especially after friend in need.
Oh my God, man. Absolute panic attack. Alright, mash the ever living heart out. Mash your
We're
heart
gonna see.
out.
We got a sly one runner on the left and a sly like primary runner on the left. We're gonna see who's got the better mashing here. Or if there's
Knuti is
more to
taking a
worry
lot
about
of
the
hits.
mashing. Moody's
He's
already
taking a lot of hits.
damage.
He's taking a lot of hits. Oh my God. Okay, he's taking it safe on the slow bombs.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
Okay.
out.
Oh. Okay.
Neela
He was
was
like inches from death.
unimpressed.
He was
didn't go
inches
down on
from
him.
death.
Holy crap.
Stevens, all right.
Stevens
He's taking it
mashing's
all right.
okay, and he's all right on his health. Oh my gosh, Knuti. Even with missed Bear Cave Cub, and he takes damage from an Eagle. Even with a missed cutscene skip, is Nudie gonna find a way to pull this out?
Oh my God, man.
Everyone
This is
panicking.
insane.
This is probably the closest end to a match we've had since, what is it? Since Sabres and Jackalopes, who ironically enough might be playing in the finals if this continues to hold. This is the closest
Man.
match we've had since.
Gap is 23 seconds. I think it really depends on what happens here.
I think Nudie has to choke Neela. I think that's their only hope at this point for the Bombers. I think the movement mishaps were the gap. I think Nudie just has to hold it. I think this is it.
Come on,
I think
Knuti.
Nudie, oh captain, my captain.
Okay, he's up.
Going
He's
back.
up. He's up. Knuti is up. Knuti is up.
He's up, good RNG. Just mash and hold there. It's here for
Don't
him.
die. Oh my God.
Oh, he's there. One quarter.
Oh.
left. A few more presses.
And-
She's going down. She went down, but it
Oh,
doesn't
she
matter.
went down.
You bombs,
And
that
it's
is it.
GG.
And the Sabres,
Oh my God.
ironically, Neela's surfing on her board. That's hilarious. With a couple of
Fuck.
bombs are going back, or at least Nudie is taking another team back to the ACES
Oh.
finals. What a race and what an ending.
God, man.
Oh
I'm
my
gonna-
god.
Stevens is still alive. Just commentating
Barely.
the match, you know.
Hopefully gonna at least
And
let the
she went
Bombers
down.
finish here. That
Oh
is
my
it.
God. But the Sabres
snatch-
win.
Snatch victory from the jaws of defeat.
That I can't
GG
believe that.
Stevens.
GG Stevens.
Unbelievable 2-6 to close it out. And the Sabres
My
are
God.
going to play the Jacks in the ACES finals.
My
Unreal.
God. What the hell? I mean, that's great. I mean,
Oh my gosh.
hello, guys. Hey, guys.
Oh, how's it going?
We're doing all right. Don't worry about it. We're
Okay,
we're
that's
not
good.
freaking out. We're not freaking out. Don't worry about it.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man. All
Where do we
right. Well,
start?
we got a lot to talk about here. Before we get into
This loss I played like shit, kill me, please.
nah, listen, you did incredible, but
That
that
was mistake. Nobody should ever die in Saloon Pack RC car section, not die in Toothpick fight, and not fail up the hack skip. All my fault.
nah, don't worry about it. But just we're just gonna get through everyone here because there's a lot to talk about. So, I guess first things first, the draft. I guess I'll ask the Sabres how the draft went for them. If that went according to plan. How did that
Yeah.
go for you guys?
Yeah, that went actually like quite perfectly for us, like how we were expecting it to go. like our goal was to, well, first of all, get a Slide 2 episode. ATP could run well, and then we were 100% sure Bombers were gonna pick Slide 4, and we tried to like shrink the episodes down, like trying to like get something for Eisen, and that luckily worked quite well. Like we were practicing some 4-2, and I was also practicing 4-3, just in case that was about to be picked. But yeah, well, pretty good, like for the initial round for first pick, and then after that it was just, yeah, we knew they were gonna ban the rest of Slide 3, and then just pick some Slide 2. Didn't really matter as much like that. Just getting me something I'm comfortable with running, and 216 pretty nice episode. Despite that, I knew that Stevens has played that too, but yeah, I like that. It went pretty
Hell
well
yeah.
for us.
That's awesome to hear. And I guess we'll go down the matches now. So we started off with 2-3 with ATP versus Mappiotho. How did you guys feel about that? We'll start with Mappiotho.
I mean, the round was decent. I was really never prepared for the episode. I was too prepared for other episodes. But the round was just decent enough. Like it was 29. That's good.
That's
It was
really
sloppy,
good.
sloppiness, but like yeah, sure.
That is really
just
good.
there.
Yeah, ATP, how did you feel that your performance went?
I mean, to be honest, it wasn't anywhere near how I know I can play. I think nerves kind of got to me in that run, and for whatever reason, whenever I play in Aces, I'm just extremely unlucky in Waterbug, but is what it is. You know, because I practiced that episode a lot, I felt good about picking it. It wasn't the greatest run in the world, but, you know, I think with my experience, I know it could have gone a lot worse than it did. Internally, I was a little nervous with how it went. I thought that, you know, I kind of choked away that game for the team, but we're able to pull it through, so that's all that really matters. And now back to the drawing board to practice some more for the next game.
Hell yeah.
Great mindset there. And I guess I could speak on this briefly. Like I totally get that with the nerves getting to you, because I definitely had my fair share of blunders for that reason when I played in this match. But yeah, I think you definitely still held it together. Like I said, Waterbug was a little unfortunate, and to be frank, you were playing against a very experienced runner in Mappy on optimal hardware. So yeah.
For the second time, the blame we
Yeah,
get.
Oh, yeah.
Cinema. Speaking of cinema, though, oh my god, the 4-2. Like, when you two posted your times in the chat, you guys tied, which is crazy.
Nice one, way better.
But hey, you that was amazing match. So we'll start with Ison. How did you feel your 4-2 went? I imagine you're quite pleased with that one.
Yeah, I'm quite happy about it. It was a PB, which I'll take that. Pulled a classic and practiced Slide 4 in secret for the third time.
Hell yeah.
I've historically been very, very bad at 4-2, but after having learned some more safe strats, it's a lot more manageable. So ended up being marathon worthy.
Yeah, no, we were talking about it a little bit in comms, but 4-2, as evidenced here once again, in spite of it being one of the most common picks in the ACES competition, it's a very difficult episode. You know, it's very easy for some stuff to just go wrong, like fails and jailbreak, or heaven forbid, you know, you die in the race in Grand Key Larceny, which thankfully that didn't happen to either of you. But yeah, I mean, I think you both did about what you needed to, considering the fact that it was tied. Like, I don't want to say that leg didn't matter at all, because you two like were consistent and pulled it out. But yeah, Power, I'm sorry to hear that you were feeling a little bit negative, but did you have anything to add to like the 4-2 comms on how you did?
It's just 6 performance on my skill level. Should be in a high 56.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
it happens. Like, that's very common in a sort of no reset
anyone got
marathon.
those fails I failed? Probably no, because epic fails are free and only, nobody else does those. So very funny.
Yeah, I think ironic you say that, but ironically during some of my practice on my first 4-2 match, I died in that RC section in more or less the exact same place, and I felt I felt really silly for that, but it's one of those things that just kind of happens every now and then. And hey, you still pulled out a great performance, and you kept that really strong lead at the beginning. That strong lead that then went to 2-6. Oh my god, that was
Cinema.
that was cinema. If you haven't watched back the VOD, please watch that back the VOD. But yeah, it was Knorthy versus Stevens. How did you two feel about that? That was very, very, very cinema.
It was a very interesting run. I had a little mishap in Friend in Need. The second lure, the guard was farther away than I would prefer. And then I failed that job by going too far away from Karm, which I thought I was perfectly fine with where Karm was at, but I think the guard went too far, so she ran the other way. And I just failed. I don't really know.
Yeah, that was such an amazing that was an amazing comeback from the Sabres there. It seemed like all hope was pretty much lost, and then oh my god, it all just turned upside down in that episode. But hey, condolences to the Bombers. You guys placed in 3rd place in the ACES competition. Big congrats for making it this far.
Thank you.
Yeah, and GG's to everybody. Both of these teams have been absolutely amazing to watch in Aces. And, we talked about it before. This is one of those unfortunate matches where somebody had to lose. So seeing the Bombers go home, like, very talented group, beat us, I would know. But no, it's like incredible, and I'm really excited to see you guys keep at it in the future. So GG's to everyone.
Hell yeah.
GG's, Sabres.
GG's.
GG's.
Very GG's. So, with that being said, the bracket, we're now at the finals in the bracket. We have we have the grand finals, the Jackalopes versus the Sabres rematch, best of 3. I'm terrified of this team, but we're gonna see how that goes. But yeah, GG's one, GG's all. Anything you gotta say, Shadows?
Yeah, make sure you guys all go to the speedrunning event on the 24th. Like I said, Sonic is going to be there. Gaius is going to be running Slide 1 there. And also my good friend Professor, my Buccaneer in Arms, he's going to be playing 3-6, one of his episodes that he's really taken a liking to. So stay on the lookout for that, and stay on the lookout for Jackson Sabres. Like I said, Sonic will be playing for the Jacks. We're going to have some really talented players, really great guys on that match. Should be a really excited finals. Whether I'm commentating it or not, I'm really excited to see it. But yeah, until then, guys, it's been awesome.
See you around.